Okay, just a couple things I want to go over about the chart here. One of the first things I noticed as I was kind of going through it is that it doesn't really, there's no one position of the neck that you can play all the notes in. I found that fifth position of the fretboard worked the best to grab as many notes as possible without having to do a lot of really uncomfortable stretches or movements. But you'll find as you go through it, there are some places where you have to make a decision, like if there's a B natural, you can either play it on the 3rd string 4th fret or the 4th string 9th fret. And it just comes down to if you would rather do a slide or do a finger stretch. So some of those things you'll have to look at, or if you can take a close look at the video and kind of see where I was playing it. I can't promise that the way that I arranged it is the absolute best possible way you can play this, but it's what works for me. So if you want to go through it kind of measure by measure and look at the notes and see if there's something that might work better for where you're comfortable on the neck, by all means, those are just kind of my suggestions there. And as we go into the rhythm part, now there are always ways that you can kind of spice up these chords there, and if you're working with an instructor that has some different ideas for some other kinds of 11ths and 9ths you might want to add to the Latin section, great. But I was just playing exactly what was written there, which was just minor 7ths, dominant 7ths, and then just adding this suspended 4th on the 2nd string there. Just keeping it simple. When it goes into the swing part, there's a couple ways that you can play the C9 and the F9. I chose this version of C9, which actually doesn't have a root in it. When you're playing this chord, you're assuming that the bass player is going to have the root there, and that you can then grab the 3rd, flat 7, 9th, and 5th. And then when it went to the F9, I kept my 4th finger down and went with frets 8, 7, 8, 8, all in the middle 4th string. So it's an easy transition there. So those are just a couple things that I noticed about the chart. Hope you find that helpful.